Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another H-Pires 3 replay. So on bottom left side as the red Maltese, we have TerenceKill. So on north side as the blue Iroquois, we have Cronkonium. Cronkonium. I butchered that. We got the Explorer or the War Chief Sharp Knife, which somehow does sound like a Native American name, versus Martin de Redden, which may be randomly generated because de Redden is, of course, one of the cards, or maybe he named it after that. Looks like the War Chief will kill these local doggos to claim their coin. That was their life savings, you monster. Now their pup's gonna pay for college. And we do actually have a deck select available for the Sioux, or not Sioux, Iroquois runs. We do have villagers ranching. Very nice, I can see that. Don't know if it's going to be effective. Let's find out. Sawmills, villagers, all resources, Annas, War Hut, Warrior Attack, War Hut, Warrior Hit Point, Conservative Tactics, Canyon Horsemen, New Ways, Native Warrior Combat, all resources, Sheeple, Forest Prowlers, War Hut Warrior Combat, Canyon Horsemen, Cavalry Hit Points, Siege Combat. All holding and showing siege weapons get increased damage and hit points. You don't really see that one all too often. Native Warrior Conscription, North American Trade, Wampum, Light Cannon, and Infinite Covenant Chain. Ships 2 heavy cannon and number mercenary from the British Isles. Delivers 2 heavy cannon, 3 harquebuses, 4 Highlanders, 4 Irish Brigadiers. That's not a bad mercenary card. Howdy. Just saw your YouTube comment. Costs 2,000 gold, so it's quite expensive, but not a bad card, especially when the Iroquois don't have access to heavy cannon, and Highlanders are a musketeer, Irish Brigadier, a musketeer, and a harquebuser, I think is a skirmisher. He is going to go for the Wise Woman. Looks like that's the fast age up one. And over here, do have the Quartermaster. R2, Villagers, Carmelite Churches, German tongue, I can never pronounce this word, Constructions, Food, Wood, Coin, Trip to Jerusalem, Archaic Soldier Attack, Archaic Soldier Hit Points, so it's like an Archaic deck, Viturosia, Swords of Wood, Chests of Coin, Fixed Gun, Steel Bolts, Archaic Soldier Combat, Song Order of Malta, Exile Mills, Infinite Wood. First is 2,000, then 1,300 afterwards. The first usage is just better. French Tongue, Rockets, and Dignitaries, Factory, and Sicilian Supply. Dignitaries, not familiar with this one. Bestows high awards. Hospitallers grant access to additional range armor with a pistol charge attack. And Hospitallers are the swordsmen, so they get a pistol, occasional pistol strike with a little extra range armor. They have usually melee armor, right? That could be interesting. Multi decks are just weird. You can get quite a bit of weird variety. And if his opponent looks at his opponents, if the Iroquois looks at the Maltese deck, he probably should see the Steel Bolts research and may want to avoid deploying Tomahawks. Because Tomahawks can be easily hard to counter with Steel Bolts researched. He's now going for some Annas. Annas are dirt cheap. I call them dirt cheap. They only cost 100 food, which food collects up the quickest, so it barely makes them cheaper than, say, probably equivalent cost as crossbows. They do have 16 range, 12 damage, the faster archer attack speed, and regular skirmisher multipliers, so they're a pretty good light infantry unit. They also have good range resist, and their health is not bad for a skirmisher as well. So overall, Annas are a pretty good skirmisher unit, or light infantry unit that I don't think people use as often they should. Now have a round of villagers being brought on in. We also got a gunman here. to assist the Annas. Of course, that can be picked off by the Grand Master, no problem. We got multiple hospitals here. Maybe we gotta go for some crossbows. He's going for some crossbows. A shipment of wood being brought on in as well. We got a round of pikemen, which will not be super useful. These are, of course, skirmishers, and these are, of course, counted by skirmishers. Does accept me there are some villagers, not the pikemen. Pikemen try and close on in. There's a round of crossbows. They do have also 16 damage, but have a slow attack speed. Same range, less multipliers, 20 range resist rather than 30% range resist. A little less health. And of course, they are cheaper, costing 80 rather than 100. But honestly, the entire food cost might make them equal. Overall, crossbows are weaker than Annas, in my opinion. To get a comparison, right now these villagers are collecting up 0.92 food per second, as opposed to opponents would, which is 0.55. Yeah, so the 100 food is potentially cheaper, because that's almost twice the collection rate. Yeah, I think they have based the same cost, or in the resource consumption of items being removed from the map. Either way, we do have a good number of crossbows here. Pikemen, of course, a good escort item to hit the cavalry, as well as provide good torches. We do also have a native building here for blue, which is the House of Yagalon, which he can employ out some Lipkar Tartars, cavalry archers, and shock riders, which are dual armor with a charge attack. Some of the villagers do go down there. We do got a war hut there for garrison. Going for stagecoach, trying to go for more of the archers now. These archers may want to keep their distance. Can't be losing them right now. He needs whatever units he can muster. He does, of course, have both trade posts here, and now with the trade, soon to be stagecoach. There's a stagecoach now. Has another shipment available. Going for the Anna archers may be in order. He's going for all resources. Yeah, mass Anna archer, I say, is the best thing you can go for at the moment. There's too many pikemen in the war to potentially getting cavalry. He's now going for the Great Feast, which does allow him to get the native research here do affect even wild sources of food. So this will improve the hunting gathering rate, which should put him perhaps the 1.0, I'm guessing. 1.01. Close enough. Commandery now being flowed on out. Oh, we also got some rural huntsmen being put on the field, which are a villager variant that can only collect up food, and I believe it does collect that as a pretty good rate.
There's my state.
And no, same rate as its regular villagers, which is still a good rate. Which is basically a more expensive villager as a secondary queue, which can only gather up food. But this trade post can quickly go down. The rural huntsman may get killed off. He may be turned to a porcupine relatively soon. Fortress Age now being researched by the Sioux now. Not Sioux, Iroquois. Going for the messenger. The message is attack. Oh, this archer has 1 health. Now we do have the German tongue being researched. It's going for the bishop. There's a number of pikemen. Pikemen are not really a good melee unit. They are a counter unit, not a melee unit. They counter buildings and cavalry, as well as shock infantry, but they're not good versus other infantry. If I were to give a comparison right now, the pikeman, while it does have 2 range, does have 8 damage. Compared to the Anna Archer, it also has 8 damage, plus the ×2 heavy multiplier. Annas are better than pikemen in melee. Oh, great. There goes that replay.